The final battle begins as Muzan unleashes the terrifying Infinity Castle. The Demon Slayers face their greatest test yet, a war where every strike could mean life or death, blood, sacrifice, and destiny collide in this ultimate showdown. This is Cinema Reviews, and today we enter the Infinity Castle. Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba. The movie, Infinity Castle, Japanese, as a ring cisadilla a tilde o e negation 1/4 a tilde registered off a cisadilla inverted exclamation mark etma ring cisadilla middle dot diaresis, jeka j ring ban Kimetsu no Yaiba, Muzan j a ring hen, is a 2025 Japanese animated dark fantasy action film adapted from the Infinity Castle arc of Koyoharu Gotouge's manga Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, 2016-a 2020. Serving as a direct continuation of the anime's fourth season, it follows the events of the earlier adaptations, including Muzan Train, 2020, to the Swordsmith Village, 2023, and to the Hashira Training, 2024. The film is directed by Haruo Sotozaki, produced by Ufotable, and scripted by the studio's creative team. Unlike Swordsmith Village and Hashira Training, which were compilation films of television episodes, Infinity Castle was created as a full-scale cinematic project due to the arc's length and intensity. Similar to Muzan Train, it was structured for the big screen, but as a trilogy of films to capture its dramatic scope. The trilogy was officially announced in June 2024 following the conclusion of Season 4. The first installment, Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba. The movie, Infinity Castle A Part 1, Akaza Returns, premiered in Japan on July 18, 2025, distributed by Aniplex and Toho. It later expanded internationally through Crunchyroll and Sony Pictures Releasing, arriving in select Asian markets in August and debuting in other regions the following month. The film was a massive commercial success, earning $478 million globally. It became the highest-grossing Japanese release of 2025, the second highest-grossing Japanese film worldwide, and the second highest in Japan's box office history, behind Muzan Train. Critics gave largely positive reviews, applauding its breathtaking action sequences, animation quality, and emotional storytelling, while noting occasional pacing concerns. After surviving Kageyubu Yashiki's sacrificial trap and capturing Tamayo, Muzan Kibutsuji retreats into his domain, the Infinity Castle, pulling the Demon Slayer core inside with him. Once trapped, the core members are scattered across the shifting fortress, forced to fight endless swarms of powerful demons while searching for Muzan and Tamayo. Outside, Kaguya's child Rina Kiriya, Kuina, and Kanata direct the battle by mapping the ever-changing castle through Kasugai Cross, while retired Hashira's Tenjin Yuzui and Shinjiro Rangoku guard the perimeter. Within the castle, Shineba Kacho confronts upper rank 2, Domei the demon who killed her sister Kani. Despite using an array of deadly poisons, Shinebu's attacks lose effectiveness as Dama adapts and grows immune. She is ultimately killed and consumed, just as her adoptive younger sister Kanao Sayuri arrives too late. Heartbroken, Kanao takes up Shinebu's fight, while the crows announce her death to the rest of the Demon Slayers. Elsewhere, Zenitsu Agatsuma faces Kaigaku, his former senior who betrayed the core and was transformed into the new upper rank 6 by Kokushibo. Enraged by Kaigaku's betrayal, which drove their master Jigoro to take his own life, Zenitsu pushes beyond his limits. He unveils a self-created seventh form of thunder breathing, killing Kaigaku before collapsing from exhaustion. In the haze of unconsciousness, Zenitsu briefly encounters Jigoro in the afterlife, who tells him he was always proud. Yashiro, disguised, rescues and treats him. Meanwhile, Nezuko ingests a special drug created by Shinebu and Tamayo to restore her humanity, and she is entrusted to the care of Tsukunji Urakadaki. Tanjiro Kamado and Jitomiko clash with upper rank 3, Akaza. Even after Ju unlocks his Demon Slayer mark to enhance his strength, Akaza's ferocity keeps them at a disadvantage. Tanjiro realizes Akaza can sense a warrior's spirit and recalls fragments of his father's movements, as well as Inosuke's ability to read attacks. By entering the transparent world and adopting a selfless state, Tanjiro heightens his perception and suppresses his presence, enabling him to decapitate Akaza. Yet the demon fights on without his head, driving Tanjiro and Ji to their breaking point. As the battle drags on, Akaza is forced to relive his human past. Once a boy named Hakuji, he stole to support his ailing father, only to drive him to suicide out of shame. Later, he found redemption under a dojo master, Gzo, and fell in love with Gzo's daughter, Koki. Their happiness was shattered when a rival dojo poisoned them, pushing Hakuji into a murderous rampage. In his grief, he was turned into a demon by Muzan. Even after regenerating his head, Akaza comes to terms with his sins. Remembering Koki's love, he chooses to end his own life rather than continue as a monster. In his final moments, he smiles at Tanjiro and reunites with Koki in the afterlife before descending into hell. Tanjiro and Ji collapse from exhaustion, their victory announced by the Kasugai crows. Elsewhere, Kokushibo and Dama sense Akaza's demise, while Nakaim twists the Infinity Castle's shifting walls to disorient the Yubuyashikas. Muzan, unfazed, imprisons Tamayo inside a cocoon of his own flesh, assured that victory is already his. Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle, 2025, a comprehensive analysis of the epic casting choices introduction, the culmination of a legendary series. The release of Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba the movie, Infinity Castle in 2025 marks a pivotal moment in anime cinema history. This latest installment in the Demon Slayer film franchise is on track to break the all-time box office record in Japan, demonstrating the incredible popularity and cultural impact of this beloved series. The casting choices for this climactic film represent not just voice acting performances, but the culmination of years of character development and fan attachment. The Demon Slayer core are drawn into the Infinity Castle, where Tanjiro and the Hashira face terrifying upper-ranked demons in a desperate fight as the final battle against Muzan Kibutsuji begins. This epic confrontation requires voice actors who can deliver performances that match the emotional intensity and high stakes of the final arc. The film's impressive 8.6 rating on IMDb reflects the quality expectations that fans have for both the animation and voice performances. The casting directors faced the monumental task of assembling both Japanese and English voice casts that could deliver the emotional depth, action intensity, and character authenticity that the Infinity Castle arc demands. The English voice cast, bringing familiar voices to the final battle. Zach Aguilar as Tanjiro Kamado. Zach Aguilar returns to voice the protagonist Tanjiro Kamado, bringing his established interpretation of the compassionate demon slayer to the film's climactic moments. Aguilar's journey with Tanjiro began with the television series, and his voice work has evolved alongside the character's growth from a determined young boy seeking to save his sister to a seasoned demon slayer facing the ultimate evil. Aguilar's performance in the Infinity Castle movie represents the culmination of his work on the character. His ability to convey Tanjiro's unwavering compassion even in the face of the most powerful demons has been a hallmark of his portrayal. In this final confrontation with Muzan Kibutsuji, Aguilar must deliver performances that showcase Tanjiro's growth while maintaining the core characteristics that have made the character beloved worldwide. The Infinity Castle arc presents unique challenges for Aguilar's performance. The psychological and emotional toll of the final battles requires a voice actor capable of expressing both physical exhaustion and emotional resilience. Aguilar's previous work has demonstrated his ability to handle Tanjiro's emotional range, from moments of quiet determination to explosive battle cries during intense combat sequences. Ryan Bartley as Nezuko Kamado. Ryan Bartley continues her role as Nezuko Kamado, Tanjiro's demon sister whose journey toward humanity reaches its climax in the Infinity Castle arc. Bartley's unique challenge lies in voicing a character who communicates primarily through muffled sounds and body language, requiring exceptional skill in conveying emotion through limited vocal expression. Bartley's portrayal of Nezuko has been praised for bringing warmth and humanity to a character who exists between human and demon states. In the Infinity Castle movie, Nezuko's role becomes even more critical as the story approaches its conclusion. Bartley must navigate the complex emotional territory of a character who represents both the hope for redemption and the constant threat of losing one's humanity to demonic influence. The actress's ability to make Nezuko's muffled speech patterns endearing rather than frustrating has been crucial to the character's popularity. In the high-stakes environment of the Infinity Castle, Bartley's performance must maintain this delicate balance while escalating the emotional intensity appropriate for the series' climax. Johnny Yongbash is the voice of experience. Johnny Yongbash brings his extensive voice acting experience to the Infinity Castle cast, though his specific role in this film adds another layer of anticipation for fans. Bosch's career spans decades and includes iconic roles in both anime and live-action productions, making him a valuable addition to the ensemble cast during this crucial storyline. Bosch's reputation for delivering powerful performances in action-oriented anime makes him an ideal fit for the intense battles that define the Infinity Castle arc. His previous work has demonstrated an ability to convey both the physical demands of combat scenes and the emotional weight of dramatic moments, skills that are essential for the film's climactic confrontations. The inclusion of veteran voice actors like Bosch signals the production team's commitment to delivering a performance quality that matches the significance of the story being told. His experience with ensemble casts and ability to work within established character dynamics makes him a strategic choice for the film's complex narrative structure. Griffin Burns and the supporting cast. Griffin Burns rounds out the mentioned English voice cast, contributing to the ensemble that brings the Infinity Castle's intense battles to life. The supporting cast's importance cannot be overstated, as the Infinity Castle arc features numerous characters whose individual stories converge in the final confrontation with Muzan. Burns's inclusion in the cast represents the careful attention to supporting character development that has been a hallmark of the Demon Slayer series. Even characters who may have limited screen time in previous installments play crucial roles in the Infinity Castle arc, requiring voice actors who can quickly establish emotional connections with the audience. The supporting cast's challenge lies in maintaining character consistency while elevating their performances for the series' most intense moments. Each voice actor must deliver work that honors the character development established in previous seasons while rising to meet the emotional and dramatic demands of the final arc. The Japanese voice cast, honoring the original vision. The return of established voices. While specific Japanese cast information for the Infinity Castle movie remains partially undisclosed, the series' track record suggests that the original Japanese voice actors will return to reprise their roles. The film features Rincha Otsuka as the voice of Tsukunji Urakadaki, indicating that established voice actors are indeed returning for this climactic installment. The Japanese voice cast's consistency throughout the series has been crucial to maintaining the authentic emotional core of the characters. Natsuki Hani's portrayal of Tanjiro, Sadami Sato's Nezuko, and Hiroshima no Zenitsu have become definitive interpretations of these characters for Japanese audiences. Their return for the Infinity Castle movie ensures continuity in character voice and emotional development. The Japanese cast faces the unique challenge of delivering performances that satisfy both longtime fans and newcomers to the series. Their work in the Infinity Castle movie must serve as both a continuation of established character arcs and a satisfying conclusion to the overarching narrative that began with Tanjiro's quest to save his sister. Rincha Otsuka as Tsukunji Urakadaki. Rincha Otsuka's return as Tsukunji Urakadaki brings gravitas and emotional weight to the Infinity Castle movie. Urakadaki, Tanjiro's former mentor and trainer, represents the connection between the protagonist's origins and his ultimate destiny. Otsuka's deep, resonant voice has perfectly captured the character's wisdom, strength, and hidden emotional depth throughout the series. Otsuka's performance as Urakadaki has been characterized by restraint and dignity, qualities that make his rare emotional moments particularly impactful. In the context of the Infinity Castle arc, Urakadaki's presence serves as a reminder of how far Tanjiro has come since his training days. The veteran voice actor's ability to convey pride, concern, and unwavering faith in his former student adds emotional layers to the climactic battles. The inclusion of Hirokodaki in the Infinity Castle storyline provides opportunities for Oatsuke to showcase different facets of the character, whether appearing in flashbacks, dreams, or present-day scenes. His performance must bridge the gaps between Tanjiro's humble beginnings and his role as a key figure in the final confrontation with evil. Character development through voice acting. The evolution of Tanjiro's voice throughout the Demon Slayer series. Tanjiro's character has evolved from an inexperienced young man driven by family loyalty to a skilled demon slayer capable of facing the most powerful adversaries. This character growth presents unique challenges for voice actors in both Japanese and English versions of the series. In the early episodes, Tanjiro's voice reflected his naivety and determination, with higher emotional peaks and valleys as he struggled to comprehend the full scope of the demon threat. As the series progressed, his voice has matured, becoming more controlled and confident while retaining the compassionate core that defines his character. The Infinity Castle movie represents the culmination of this vocal evolution. Voice actors must deliver performances that showcase Tanjiro's growth into a formidable warrior while preserving the empathy and moral clarity that make him heroic. This balance requires subtle adjustments in vocal tone, pacing, and emotional expression that reflect the character's journey. Supporting character voice development. The Hashira, or pillar-level demon slayers, each require distinct vocal approaches that reflect their unique personalities, fighting styles, and personal histories. The voice casting for these characters must balance individual distinctiveness with ensemble harmony, ensuring that each character maintains their unique identity while contributing to the collective narrative. Jitomika's stoic nature requires a voice actor capable of conveying deep emotion through subtle vocal changes. His character's development throughout the series has revealed layers of pain, guilt, and dedication that must be reflected in his voice work during the Infinity Castle battles. The challenge lies in maintaining his characteristically reserved demeanor while allowing glimpses of his inner emotional landscape. Shinebukatsu's deceptive cheerfulness masks a deep hatred for demons, creating a complex vocal challenge. Her voice actor must navigate between her public persona of gentle kindness and the steely determination that drives her pursuit of vengeance. In the high-stakes environment of the Infinity Castle, this duality becomes even more pronounced. Technical aspects of voice casting. Dubbing challenges and solutions. The process of adapting Demon Slayer for English-speaking audiences involves complex technical and artistic challenges. Voice directors must ensure that English dialogue matches the timing and emotional beats of the original Japanese animation while maintaining natural speech patterns and cultural accessibility for Western audiences. Lip sync presents ongoing challenges, particularly during intense action sequences where precise timing is crucial for maintaining immersion. The Infinity Castle movie's high-octane battle scenes require voice actors to deliver lines that match not only the mouth movements of animated characters but also the pacing and rhythm of the action choreography. Cultural translation adds another layer of complexity to the voice casting process. Japanese honorifics, cultural references, and linguistic nuances must be adapted in ways that preserve the original meaning while remaining accessible to English-speaking audiences. Voice actors play a crucial role in this process, bringing cultural authenticity to their performances while making characters relatable to diverse audiences. Recording technology and techniques. Modern voice recording techniques have evolved significantly since the early days of anime dubbing, allowing for more nuanced and technically sophisticated performances. The Infinity Castle movie benefits from advanced recording technology that captures subtle vocal details and enables more precise audio mixing. Remote recording capabilities, which became more important during the global pandemic, have also influenced the casting and recording process. Voice actors can now deliver high-quality performances from different locations, expanding the potential casting pool and allowing for more flexible scheduling during the production process. Sound design integration represents another technical advancement that affects voice casting decisions. Voice actors must now consider how their performances will interact with increasingly sophisticated sound effects and musical scores. Their work becomes part of a complex audio landscape that includes environmental sounds, magical effects, and orchestral music, cultural impact and international appeal. Global reach of voice casting. The success of Demon Slayer as a global phenomenon has placed additional pressure on voice casting decisions for the Infinity Castle movie. The Sony Group is hoping to see the success repeated in global markets, opening a fresh chapter in the popularity of Japanese animation worldwide. This international focus requires voice casts that can appeal to diverse cultural audiences while maintaining the series' authentic Japanese roots. The English voice cast's performance significantly impacts the series' accessibility to Western audiences. Quality dubbing can introduce anime to viewers who might otherwise be reluctant to watch subtitled content, expanding the potential audience for Japanese animation. Conversely, poor voice casting can alienate potential fans and damage the reputation of the source material. Regional dubbing efforts in other languages add another dimension to the global casting challenge. Each language version must capture not only the literal meaning of dialogue but also the emotional and cultural essence of the characters. This requires voice casting directors with deep understanding of both Japanese culture and their target audiences. Fan community response and expectations. The Demon Slayer fan community has developed strong attachments to both Japanese and English voice casts throughout the series' run. These established preferences create both opportunities and challenges for the Infinity Castle movie's voice casting decisions. Fans expect consistency in character portrayal while hoping for elevated performances that match the climactic nature of the story. Online fan communities actively discuss and analyze voice acting performances, creating a feedback loop that can influence future casting decisions. Social media platforms allow fans to express preferences immediately, providing voice directors with real-time responses to their casting choices. This immediate feedback can be both helpful and overwhelming for production teams. Convention appearances and fan interactions have become increasingly important for voice actors in the anime industry. The popularity of Demon Slayer means that cast members often become public figures within the anime community, adding public relations considerations to the casting process. Voice actors must be prepared to engage with fans and represent the series in public forums. The business of voice casting, budget considerations and star power. The massive success of previous Demon Slayer releases has undoubtedly increased the budget available for voice casting in the Infinity Castle movie. Higher budgets allow for longer recording sessions, more extensive directorial input, and the potential recruitment of high-profile voice actors who might otherwise be unavailable. Celebrity voice casting in anime has become more common as the medium gains mainstream acceptance. While traditional anime voice actors remain the preferred choice for most roles, the inclusion of recognizable names can help attract broader audiences and generate media attention. The balance between authentic anime voice acting and mainstream appeal requires careful consideration. Union considerations also play a role in voice casting decisions, particularly for English dubs. Screen Actors Guild regulations and other union requirements can influence casting choices, affecting both budget allocations and talent availability. These business considerations must be balanced against artistic and creative priorities. International distribution and localization. The global distribution strategy for the Infinity Castle movie affects voice casting decisions at multiple levels. Different regional markets may have varying preferences for dubbed versus subtitled content, influencing the resources allocated to different language versions of the film. Streaming platform requirements add another layer of complexity to voice casting decisions. There's disappointing news for Demon Slayer fans hoping to wait until Infinity Castle releases on Crunchyroll, indicating that distribution strategies can impact how and when audiences access different versions of the film. These platform relationships influence casting budgets and scheduling considerations. International co-production agreements may also affect casting choices, particularly for markets where local content regulations require specific percentages of domestic voice talent. These business considerations must be integrated into creative decisions while maintaining the artistic integrity of the source material. Character-specific casting analysis. The upper-ranked demons. The Infinity Castle arc introduces audiences to some of the most powerful and complex demons in the series, each requiring unique vocal approaches that reflect their individual personalities and abilities. These antagonistic characters present voice actors with opportunities to explore darker emotional territories while maintaining the entertainment value that makes them compelling villains. Muzan Kibutsuji, as the primary antagonist, requires a voice actor capable of conveying both terrifying power and sophisticated intelligence. His character represents the ultimate evil in the Demon Slayer universe, demanding a performance that can match his narrative significance. The voice actor must balance intimidating presence with the calculated coldness that makes Muzan particularly chilling. The upper-ranked demons each possess distinct personalities that reflect their individual backstories and motivations. Some retain human memories and emotions, creating internal conflicts that voice actors must express through dialogue and vocal inflection. Others have fully embraced their demonic nature, requiring more straightforward but equally challenging performances focused on power and menace. The Hashira. In their final battles, each of the remaining Hashira faces their ultimate test during the Infinity Castle arc, providing voice actors with opportunities to showcase the full range of their characters' emotional depth and fighting spirit. These battles represent not just physical confrontations but personal reckonings with past traumas and unfulfilled responsibilities. Koyoharu Gotouge's influence on the story continues even after his death, requiring voice work that bridges past and present narrative elements. His impact on other characters, particularly Tanjiro, must be reflected in how other voice actors adjust their performances to honor his memory and teachings. The water-breathing techniques and flame-breathing forms require specific vocal approaches that match the visual spectacle of the animation. Voice actors must coordinate their delivery with the rhythm and flow of the fighting choreography, creating seamless integration between vocal performance and visual action. Technical innovation in voice recording. Advanced audio processing. The Infinity Castle movie benefits from the latest advances in audio processing technology, allowing for more sophisticated voice work than was possible in earlier anime productions. Digital audio workstations now offer tools that can enhance vocal performances while maintaining natural sound quality. Spatial audio techniques create more immersive soundscapes that require voice actors to consider how their performances will interact with three-dimensional audio environments. Characters speaking from different positions within the Infinity Castle must sound appropriately positioned within the audio field, adding technical precision requirements to voice acting performances. Real-time audio processing during recording sessions allows directors to make immediate adjustments to vocal characteristics, enabling more experimental approaches to character voices. This technology supports creative exploration while maintaining the consistency required for established characters. Remote collaboration tools. The development of remote collaboration tools has expanded the possibilities for international voice casting. Directors can now work with voice actors located in different countries, accessing a broader pool of talent while maintaining high production standards. Cloud-based recording systems allow for more flexible scheduling and can accommodate voice actors with varying availability. This technological flexibility has become particularly important for ensemble casts where coordinating multiple schedules can be challenging. Digital communication tools enable more detailed direction and feedback during the recording process. Voice directors can provide immediate input and make real-time adjustments, improving the efficiency and quality of recording sessions. Future implications of casting choices. Franchise continuity. The voice casting decisions made for the Infinity Castle movie will likely influence future Demon Slayer productions, including potential spin-offs, sequels, or related projects. Establishing strong character voices creates expectations that must be met in subsequent releases. The success of the English dub may influence dubbing approaches for other anime properties, potentially setting new standards for voice acting quality and cultural adaptation. Industry-wide improvements in dubbing practices benefit both audiences and voice actors. Character popularity driven by strong voice performances can influence merchandise development, video game adaptations, and other franchise extensions. Voice actors may find themselves reprising roles across multiple media formats, extending their connection to these characters beyond the original film. Industry impact. The success of Demon Slayer's voice casting may influence industry hiring practices, potentially creating more opportunities for both established and emerging voice actors. Successful performances and high-profile releases often lead to additional work and career advancement. Training and development programs for voice actors may evolve to address the specific challenges identified in casting major anime productions. Educational institutions and professional development organizations could adapt their curricula to better prepare voice actors for these demanding roles. International collaboration in voice casting may become more common as production companies recognize the value of global talent pools. This trend could lead to more diverse and culturally rich voice acting in future anime productions. Conclusion: the culmination of artistic excellence. The casting of Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba the movie, Infinity Castle represents far more than simple voice assignment. It embodies the culmination of years of character development, fan engagement, and artistic evolution. With established voices like Zach Aguilar, Ryan Bartley, Johnny Young Bosch, and Griffin Burns returning to bring this climactic story to life, audiences can expect performances that honor the series' legacy while delivering the emotional impact that the Infinity Castle arc demands. The success of the voice casting will ultimately be measured not just in box office performance, but in the lasting impact these performances have on fans worldwide. The voices of Tanjiro, Nezuko, and the entire Demon Slayer core will forever be associated with this pivotal moment in anime history, when a series that began as a simple story about familial love expanded into a global phenomenon that redefined what anime could achieve in international markets. As the Sony Group hopes to see success repeated in global markets, the voice casting choices for the Infinity Castle movie serve as a bridge between Japanese storytelling traditions and international audience expectations. The careful balance of cultural authenticity and global accessibility demonstrated in these casting decisions may well serve as a model for future anime productions seeking to achieve similar worldwide impact. The legacy of these voice acting performances extends beyond entertainment value into the realm of cultural exchange and artistic appreciation. Through the voices of skilled actors bringing beloved characters to life, the Infinity Castle movie contributes to the ongoing evolution of anime as a globally respected art form, one that can touch hearts and inspire audiences regardless of language or cultural background. In the end, the true measure of the Infinity Castle movie's casting success will be found in the tears, cheers, and emotional connections it creates in theaters around the world, as audiences experience the final chapter of Tanjiro's journey through the voices that have guided them from the very beginning. Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba the movie, Infinity Castle, 2025. A comprehensive analysis of Japan's most anticipated anime film introduction. The world of anime cinema stands on the precipice of another monumental release with Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba the movie, Infinity Castle, scheduled to premiere in Japan on July 18, 2025. This upcoming Japanese animated dark fantasy action film represents not just another entry in the beloved Demon Slayer franchise, but the culmination of years of storytelling that has captivated audiences worldwide. Based on the Infinity Castle arc from Koyoharu Gotouge's acclaimed manga series, this film promises to deliver the epic conclusion that fans have been eagerly awaiting since the series began its meteoric rise to global prominence. The significance of this film extends far beyond its entertainment value. As a direct sequel to the fourth season of the anime television series, it carries the weight of expectations from millions of fans who have followed Tanjiro Kamado's journey from the very beginning. The story promises to take viewers into the heart of darkness itself at the Infinity Castle, Muzan Kibutsuji's formidable stronghold, where the ultimate battle between demons and demon slayers will unfold. What makes this release particularly noteworthy is its planned structure as the first installment of a three-part film series, suggesting that the creative team at Ufotable is committed to giving this pivotal arc the cinematic treatment it deserves. This approach demonstrates a level of ambition and confidence in the source material that speaks to both the commercial success of the franchise and the artistic vision of its creators. The film's production involves some of the most respected names in the anime industry, with Ufotable continuing their role as the primary animation studio, supported by production companies Aniplex, Toho, and Crunchyroll. This collaboration represents a significant investment in what is expected to be one of the most visually spectacular anime films ever created, building upon the studio's already legendary reputation for exceptional animation quality and innovative visual effects. Production development and pre-production. The development of Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba the movie, Infinity Castle represents a natural progression in the franchise's evolution from manga to anime series to feature film. The decision to adopt the Infinity Castle arc as a theatrical release rather than continuing with the television format demonstrates the production team's understanding of the arc's cinematic potential and its importance to the overall narrative structure of the series. Ufotable's involvement in the project was virtually guaranteed given their exceptional work on the previous seasons of the anime series and the record-breaking success of Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba the movie, Mugen Train in 2020. The studio's expertise in blending traditional animation with cutting-edge computer graphics technology makes them uniquely suited to bring the complex, multi-dimensional environment of the Infinity Castle to life on the big screen. The pre-production phase involved extensive collaboration between the creative team and Koyoharu Gotouge, the original manga creator, to ensure that the film adaptation would remain faithful to the source material while taking advantage of the cinematic medium's unique storytelling capabilities. This process likely involved detailed storyboarding sessions, character design refinements, and the development of new visual elements specifically designed for the film format. One of the most significant aspects of the pre-production phase was the decision to structure the Infinity Castle arc as a trilogy rather than a single film. This choice reflects both the complexity and scope of the source material, as well as the production team's commitment to providing audiences with a comprehensive and satisfying conclusion to the series. The trilogy format allows for more detailed character development, more elaborate action sequences, and the more thorough exploration of the themes that have made Demon Slayer such a cultural phenomenon. The casting process for the film was relatively straightforward, given that the voice actors from the anime series would be reprising their roles. However, the transition from television to film format required adjustments in performance style and recording techniques to accommodate the enhanced audio quality and theatrical presentation standards. The voice cast, led by Natsuki Hani as Tanjiro Kamado, brings years of experience with these characters to the project, ensuring continuity and authenticity in their performances. Character design and visual development represented another crucial aspect of pre-production. While the film would maintain visual consistency with the anime series, the theatrical format allowed for enhanced detail and more sophisticated visual effects. The design team worked extensively to create new interpretations of familiar characters that would take full advantage of the higher resolution and enhanced production values possible in a feature film. The script development process involved careful analysis of the manga's pacing and structure to determine how best to adapt the material for cinema. Unlike television episodes, which must fit specific time constraints and commercial break requirements, a feature film allows for more flexible pacing and more elaborate set pieces. The screenwriters worked to identify the key emotional beats and action sequences that would translate most effectively to the big screen. Filming and animation production. While traditional filming doesn't apply to animated productions in the conventional sense, the animation production process for Infinity Castle represents one of the most technically ambitious projects in Ufotable's history. The studio's approach to creating the film involved a sophisticated combination of hand-drawn animation, 3D computer graphics, and innovative visual effects techniques that have become their trademark. The Infinity Castle itself presents unique challenges for the animation team. As described in the source manga, this otherworldly structure is a constantly shifting, geometrically impossible space that defies conventional architectural logic. Bringing this environment to life required the development of new animation techniques and the extensive use of 3D modeling software to create spaces that could transform and reconfigure themselves in real time. Ufotable's animation team employed their signature blend of 2D character animation with 3D backgrounds and effects to create a visual experience that maintains the aesthetic appeal of the traditional anime while incorporating the depth and complexity possible through computer graphics. This approach allows allows for dynamic camera movements and complex action sequences that would be difficult or impossible to achieve through traditional animation techniques alone. The action sequences in the film required extensive choreography and planning. Each major battle scene underwent multiple rounds of storyboarding and pre-visualization to ensure that the complex sword techniques and supernatural abilities of both the demon slayers and their opponents would be clearly readable and emotionally impactful for audiences. The animation team studied real sword fighting techniques and worked with martial arts consultants to ensure authenticity in the combat scenes. Color design and lighting represent particularly crucial elements in the film's visual approach. The Infinity Castle's otherworldly nature required a unique color palette that would convey both the supernatural menace of the environment and the determination of the demon slayers who must navigate it. The lighting design incorporates dramatic contrasts between light and shadow, reflecting the thematic opposition between good and evil that drives the narrative. The character animation in the film builds upon the already high standards established in the television series while incorporating subtle improvements in detail and fluidity made possible by the increased production budget and extended production schedule. Each major character received updated model sheets and animation guidelines to ensure consistency across all scenes while allowing for the enhanced expressiveness required for theatrical presentation. Post-production. The post-production phase of Infinity Castle encompasses not only the traditional elements of editing and sound design but also the complex process of integrating the various visual elements created during production into a cohesive final product. Given Ufotable's reputation for visual excellence, this phase represents one of the most critical aspects of the entire production process. Digital compositing plays a crucial role in achieving the film's final visual style. The process of combining hand-drawn character animation with 3D backgrounds and digital effects requires precise timing and careful attention to lighting consistency. The compositing team works to ensure that all visual elements appear to exist within the same physical space, despite being created through different techniques and at different stages of production. Sound design for the film extends beyond simple dialogue recording to encompass the creation of an immersive audio environment that supports the film's supernatural elements. The sound team worked to develop unique audio signatures for various supernatural abilities and created environmental sounds that would enhance the otherworldly atmosphere of the Infinity Castle setting. The editing process for an animated film differs significantly from live-action filmmaking, as the timing and pacing are largely determined during the animation phase itself. However, the editorial team plays a crucial role in fine-tuning the rhythm of scenes, ensuring smooth transitions between different types of sequences, and maintaining narrative momentum throughout the film's runtime. Color correction and final visual polish represent the culminating stages of post-production. The color grading process ensures visual consistency across all scenes while enhancing the dramatic impact of key moments. This phase also includes the addition of any remaining digital effects and the final integration of all visual elements. Quality control represents a crucial final step in post-production, involving frame-by-frame review of the completed film to identify and correct any remaining technical issues. Given the high expectations for visual quality associated with both the Demon Slayer franchise and Ufotable's reputation, this process requires meticulous attention to detail and strict quality standards. Music. The musical landscape of Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba the movie, Infinity Castle represents one of the most anticipated aspects of the film, building upon the exceptional soundtrack work that has become synonymous with the franchise. Music has always played a pivotal role in the Demon Slayer universe, with composer Yuki Kojira's orchestral arrangements and Go Shina's dynamic battle themes creating an audio experience that perfectly complements the series' emotional and action-packed moments. The film's score is expected to expand upon the musical themes established in previous installments while introducing new compositions specifically crafted for the cinematic experience. The enhanced production budget and theatrical format provide opportunities for more elaborate orchestral arrangements effects and more sophisticated audio production techniques that are typically possible in television animation. Given the Infinity Castle arc's position as the series' climactic storyline, the musical score will need to reflect both the epic scale of the final confrontation and the emotional weight of the characters' journeys. This requires a careful balance between triumphant, heroic themes that celebrate the Demon Slayer's courage and more somber, introspective pieces that acknowledge the sacrifices and losses that have led to this moment. The integration of traditional Japanese musical elements with modern orchestral arrangements has been a hallmark of the Demon Slayer soundtrack, and this approach is expected to continue in the film. Traditional instruments such as shamisen, taiko drums, and bamboo flutes are likely to feature prominently in key scenes, providing cultural authenticity and emotional resonance that connects the story to its historical setting. The technical aspects of the film's audio production represent another significant advancement over the television series. The theatrical format allows for more sophisticated surround sound mixing and enhanced dynamic range, creating a more immersive audio experience for audiences. This enhanced audio capability is particularly important for a series known for its spectacular action sequences and emotional climaxes. Character-specific musical themes, or leitmotifs, play an important role in the Demon Slayer musical landscape, and the film is expected to feature evolved versions of familiar themes as well as new compositions for characters who may not have had prominent musical representation in previous installments. These themes serve not only as audio signatures for individual characters but also as emotional anchors that help audiences connect with the characters' journeys and transformations. The collaborative process between the composers and the animation team ensures that the music serves the story rather than simply providing background accompaniment. Key musical moments are integrated into the animation during the production phase, allowing for precise synchronization between visual and audio elements that enhances the overall impact of crucial scenes. Theatrical release. The theatrical release strategy for Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba the movie, Infinity Castle reflects the global phenomenon that the franchise has become, with carefully coordinated release dates across multiple markets designed to maximize both audience accessibility and commercial impact. The film is scheduled to be released by Toho on July 18, 2025, in Japan, with international distribution through Aniplex and Crunchyroll via Sony Pictures releasing. In Japan, the film is scheduled to be distributed in 443 theaters, representing one of the widest anime film releases in the country's history. This extensive theatrical footprint demonstrates the confidence that distributors have in the film's commercial potential and reflects the massive audience base that the Demon Slayer franchise has cultivated in its home market. The international release strategy acknowledges the global appeal of the franchise while respecting regional preferences and market conditions. In North America, Crunchyroll is releasing it through Sony Pictures releasing on September 12, 2025, providing international audiences with access to the film approximately 2 months after its Japanese premiere. This staggered release schedule allows for the generation of additional anticipation in international markets while ensuring that the film receives appropriate marketing support in each region. The decision to structure the Infinity Castle arc as the first of a planned 3-part film series represents an ambitious long-term strategy that mirrors successful approaches used by other major film franchises. This trilogy format allows for more comprehensive storytelling while creating multiple revenue opportunities and maintaining audience engagement over an extended period. Technical presentation standards for the theatrical release have been set at the highest possible levels, with the film being produced and distributed in multiple formats to accommodate different theater configurations and audience preferences. Standard digital projection, IMAX, and premium large format screens will all be utilized to provide audiences with optimal viewing experiences regardless of their chosen venue. The marketing campaign supporting the theatrical release has incorporated innovative promotional strategies that extend beyond traditional advertising methods. Ufotable, in collaboration with Major League Baseball, released this short film to promote the film in the series as well as the upcoming opening game of the 2025 season between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Chicago Cubs at the Tokyo Dome on March 18. This cross-promotional approach demonstrates the franchise's broad cultural appeal and its ability to connect with audiences beyond traditional anime fandoms. Special events and premieres have been planned to celebrate the film's release, including red carpet premieres in major cities and special screenings for industry professionals and media representatives. These events serve not only as promotional opportunities but also as celebrations of the creative achievement that the film represents. The theatrical presentation includes state-of-the-art audio systems designed to take full advantage of the film's sophisticated sound design and musical score. Advanced surround sound configurations provide audiences with an immersive audio experience that enhances the impact of both action sequences and emotional moments. Accessibility considerations have been incorporated into the theatrical release strategy, with subtitled and dubbed versions available in multiple languages to serve diverse audience populations. Audio description services and other accessibility features are being provided in markets where such services are standard practice. Home media release. While specific details regarding the home media release of Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba the movie, Infinity Castle have not yet been announced. Industry standards and the precedents set by previous Demon Slayer releases provide insight into the likely approach that will be taken for the film's eventual home video debut. The home media release strategy will likely follow the traditional theatrical to home video window, with digital and physical releases becoming available several months after the film's theatrical run concludes. This timing allows for the maximization of theatrical revenue while ensuring that home viewers have access to the film within a reasonable timeframe. Multiple format options are expected to be available for the home release, including standard Blu-ray, 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, and digital download and streaming options. The enhanced visual quality possible through these formats will allow home viewers to appreciate the full detail and craftsmanship of Ufotable's animation work. Special edition releases are virtually guaranteed given the franchise's popularity and the collector market's appetite for premium Demon Slayer merchandise. These special editions may include additional content such as behind-the-scenes documentaries, creator interviews, commentary tracks, and exclusive physical merchandise. The digital release strategy will likely incorporate multiple platforms to ensure broad accessibility, including dedicated anime streaming services, general entertainment platforms, and direct digital purchase options. This multi-platform approach maximizes convenience for consumers while accommodating different viewing preferences and subscription arrangements. International home media releases will need to accommodate different regional standards and preferences, including various subtitle and dubbing options, different packaging designs, and compliance with local content rating systems. The coordination of these different regional requirements represents a significant logistical undertaking. Bonus content for the home media release may include deleted scenes, extended versions of key sequences, and additional animation that didn't make it into the theatrical cut. Commentary tracks featuring the voice cast, directors, and key creative personnel provide additional value for fans who want deeper insight into the production process. The pricing strategy for home media releases will need to balance accessibility with the premium positioning that the film's quality and popularity justify. Different price points for various formats and special editions allow consumers to choose options that match both their budgets and their level of investment in the franchise. Distribution partnerships for home media releases extend beyond traditional retailers to include specialty anime merchandise retailers, online platforms, and international distribution networks that serve anime fans in markets around the world. Reception. Box office performance. While Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba the movie, Infinity Castle has not yet been released, industry analysts and entertainment media have developed extensive projections for the film's likely box office performance based on several key factors including the franchise's proven commercial track record, the scale of the theatrical release, and prevailing market conditions in both domestic and international markets. The precedent set by Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba the movie, Mugen Train provides a significant benchmark for expectations regarding Infinity Castle. The earlier film became the highest-grossing anime film of all time, earning over $500 million worldwide and demonstrating the franchise's exceptional commercial appeal. This success established Demon Slayer as a proven box office draw capable of achieving mainstream commercial success beyond traditional anime audience segments. Industry projections for Infinity Castle suggest that the film could potentially exceed the performance of its predecessor, based on several factors including the expanded global awareness of the franchise, the climactic nature of the story being told, and the enhanced production values made possible by increased investment in the project. The film's position as the first installment of a trilogy also creates opportunities for sustained commercial performance across multiple releases. The Japanese domestic market represents the primary revenue base for the film, with the 443 theater release providing unprecedented access for Japanese audiences. Market research indicates strong audience anticipation, with advance ticket sales and promotional events generating significant consumer interest well before the film's release date. International box office performance is expected to benefit from the franchise's growing global popularity and the improved international distribution infrastructure that has developed around anime content in recent years. Markets such as North America, Europe, and Asia-Pacific have shown increasing receptivity to anime theatrical releases, creating opportunities for significant international revenue generation. The staggered international release schedule, while potentially limiting some revenue through piracy concerns, allows for targeted marketing campaigns in different regions and provides opportunities for word-of-mouth promotion to build audience interest in markets that receive the film after its initial Japanese release. Premium format presentations, including IMAX and other large-format screen experiences, are expected to command higher ticket prices while providing enhanced viewing experiences that justify the premium pricing. These premium presentations typically represent a small percentage of total screenings but contribute disproportionately to overall revenue. Merchandising tie-ins and promotional partnerships are expected to create additional revenue streams that extend beyond traditional box office receipts. These partnerships include everything from fast food promotional campaigns to exclusive merchandise releases timed to coincide with the film's theatrical run. The trilogy structure of the Infinity Castle arc creates unique opportunities for sustained box office performance, as successful performance of the first film is likely to generate increased audience interest in subsequent installments. This creates a compounding effect where each film's success contributes to the commercial potential of future releases. Critical response. The critical reception of Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba the movie, Infinity Castle will be evaluated across multiple dimensions, including animation quality, storytelling effectiveness, faithfulness to source material, and overall artistic achievement. While the film has not yet been released, early industry previews and promotional materials have generated significant critical interest and preliminary assessments from entertainment media and anime industry observers. Professional anime critics and industry analysts have expressed high expectations for the film based on Ufotable's established reputation for exceptional animation quality and their previous work on the Demon Slayer franchise. The studio's innovative approach to combining traditional hand-drawn animation with sophisticated digital effects has consistently earned critical acclaim, setting high standards for the upcoming film. The source material's quality and popularity provide a strong foundation for critical success, as the Infinity Castle arc is widely regarded as one of the most compelling and dramatically satisfying portions of the original manga series. Critics have noted that the arc's themes of sacrifice, determination, and the ultimate confrontation between good and evil provide rich material for cinematic adaptation. Early promotional materials and trailers have been praised by critics for their visual sophistication and emotional impact. The brief glimpses of the film's animation style and action sequences provided in these materials have generated positive responses from both professional critics and anime enthusiasts. suggesting strong potential for favorable critical reception upon the film's release. International critics and anime specialists have expressed particular interest in how the film will handle the cultural elements and thematic content that have made the Demon Slayer franchise such a phenomenon in Japan. The series' exploration of traditional Japanese values, family bonds, and spiritual themes resonates with international audiences while maintaining authenticity to its cultural origins. The film's technical achievements are expected to receive significant critical attention, particularly regarding the animation of the Infinity Castle environment and the complex action sequences that define the climactic battles. Critics have noted the challenges involved in bringing the manga's otherworldly architectural concepts to life through animation, and early indications suggest that Ufotable has successfully met these challenges. Voice acting performances are anticipated to receive critical praise, given the established quality of the voice cast and the years of experience with these characters. Critics have noted that the transition from television to theatrical presentation requires adjustments in performance style, and early reports suggest that the voice actors have successfully adapted to the enhanced requirements of the cinematic format. The film's musical score and audio design are expected to receive particular critical attention, given the important role that music has played in previous Demon Slayer productions. Critics specializing in anime soundtracks have expressed high expectations for the film's audio elements, particularly regarding how the enhanced theatrical audio capabilities will be utilized to create immersive experiences. Critical assessment of the film's pacing and narrative structure will be particularly important given the challenges involved in adapting manga content for cinema. Critics have noted the difficulty of maintaining the episodic rhythm of the source material while creating a cohesive theatrical experience, and the film's success in addressing this challenge will be a key factor in its critical reception. The film's handling of character development and emotional themes will be crucial to its critical success. Critics have emphasized the importance of maintaining the character relationships and emotional authenticity that have made the franchise so popular while utilizing the enhanced dramatic possibilities provided by the theatrical format. International critical reception will be influenced by factors including translation quality, cultural accessibility, and the film's ability to appeal to audiences unfamiliar with anime conventions. Critics in international markets have expressed interest in how the film will serve both dedicated anime fans and mainstream audiences seeking high-quality entertainment experiences. Cultural impact and legacy. The cultural impact of Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba the movie, Infinity Castle extends far beyond its immediate entertainment value, representing a significant moment in the ongoing globalization of Japanese popular culture and the evolution of anime as a mainstream entertainment medium. The film's release occurs at a time when anime has achieved unprecedented international recognition and acceptance, positioning it to serve as both the beneficiary of and contributor to this cultural phenomenon. The franchise's success has already demonstrated anime's ability to transcend traditional demographic and cultural boundaries, attracting audiences across age groups, cultural backgrounds, and geographic regions. Infinity Castle is positioned to further expand this reach, potentially introducing new audiences to anime while satisfying the expectations of existing fans who have followed the series from its beginning. The film's themes of perseverance, sacrifice, and the importance of family and community relationships resonate with universal human experiences while maintaining their specifically Japanese cultural context. This balance between universal appeal and cultural authenticity has been identified as a key factor in this franchise's international success and is expected to contribute to the film's cultural impact. Educational institutions and cultural organizations have begun incorporating Demon Slayer content into discussions of contemporary Japanese culture and the global influence of Japanese media. The film's release provides an opportunity for expanded academic and cultural analysis of anime's role in international cultural exchange and soft power projection. The economic impact of the film extends beyond direct revenue generation to encompass tourism, merchandise sales, and the broader Japanese entertainment industry's international profile. The success of Demon Slayer productions has contributed to increased international interest in Japanese culture and tourism, creating economic benefits that extend well beyond the entertainment sector. The film's production represents a significant achievement in international collaboration, with distribution partnerships spanning multiple countries and continents. This collaborative approach serves as a model for future anime productions seeking to achieve global reach while maintaining artistic integrity and cultural authenticity. The technological achievements demonstrated in the film's production contribute to the ongoing development of animation techniques and digital filmmaking capabilities. Ufotable's innovations in combining traditional and digital animation methods influence industry standards and inspire other creators to explore new artistic possibilities. Conclusion: Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba. The movie, Infinity Castle, represents more than just another entry in a popular anime franchise. It stands as a testament to the power of storytelling, the artistry of animation, and the universal appeal of themes that resonate across cultural boundaries. The film's upcoming release marks a significant moment in the evolution of anime as a global entertainment medium and demonstrates the potential for Japanese popular culture to achieve mainstream success in international markets. The extensive production effort that has gone into creating this film, from the careful adaptation of beloved source material to the implementation of cutting-edge animation techniques, reflects the dedication and craftsmanship that have made the Demon Slayer franchise a cultural phenomenon. The collaboration between established industry professionals and innovative creative techniques has produced a work that honors the series' legacy while pushing the boundaries of what is possible in animated filmmaking. The film's commercial prospects, while impressive, represent only one dimension of its significance: the cultural impact and artistic achievements that Infinity Castle is positioned to deliver will likely influence the anime industry for years to come, setting new standards for production quality and international distribution while inspiring future creators to pursue similarly ambitious projects. As audiences around the world prepare to experience the climactic battles and emotional culmination that Infinity Castle promises to deliver, the film stands ready to fulfill the expectations of millions of fans while potentially attracting new audiences to the rich and compelling world of anime. The legacy of this film will be measured not only in box office receipts and critical acclaim but in its contribution to the ongoing cultural dialogue between Japan and the world, mediated through the universal language of exceptional storytelling and breathtaking visual artistry. The story of Tanjiro Kamado and his companions reaches its epic conclusion in the Infinity Castle, but the impact of their journey will continue to resonate with audiences long after the final credits roll. In bringing this beloved story to its cinematic culmination, Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba. The movie, Infinity Castle, ensures that the themes of courage, compassion, and determination that have defined the series will continue to inspire and entertain audiences around the world. Review. One. The wait is over in Japan as Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle finally hit theaters, and fans have been flooding social media with praise. Now, the first major Western review has dropped, giving us a clearer picture of what to expect from the highly anticipated anime film. The verdict: it's visually breathtaking and packed with incredible action, but its storytelling doesn't quite match the spectacle. According to Anime News Network, the movie delivers on style in a big way: stunning visuals and a great musical score, paired with a fantastic sense of tension throughout. Fans on Twitter have also been calling the film's visuals absolutely breathtaking. The real standout, though, seems to be the fight scenes. The review says, when it comes to the battles, the anime simply looks fantastic. There is not a single frame that couldn't be put up on a wall. That's awesomely high praise for a series already known for its jaw-dropping animation. Adding to the intensity, the review notes, there is an unflinching sense of danger throughout the film. A broken bar: the heroes don't win every battle, nor do they necessarily even manage to survive. So, we can expect high stakes and serious consequences this time around. But not everything hits the mark. While the action soars, the storytelling seems to stumble. The review points out, the story structure undercuts itself, dulling both its emotional and action beats while also making the already lengthy movie feel like it drags on. For a film this hyped, that's a notable drawback. Directed by Haruo Sotozaki, the movie continues the journey of Tanjiro Kamado, a young demon slayer determined to protect his sister Nezuko after she was turned into a demon. Joined by Zenitsu and Inosuke, Tanjiro faces his toughest challenge yet inside the terrifying Infinity Castle as they race to save the head of the Demon Slayer Corps. This installment marks the beginning of a trilogy adapting the Infinity Castle arc from Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba manga and follows the explosive fourth season of the anime. Fans will remember the franchise's first movie, Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba the movie, Mugen Train, which smashed records in 2020 and still holds an impressive 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. Can Infinity Castle live up to that legacy, or even surpass it? Japanese audiences got their first look on July 18, but international fans will need to wait a little longer. Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle hits theaters in the US and UK on September 12, 2025. With an August rollout for select regions. The film stars Natsuki Hani, Yoshitsugu Matsuoka, Hiroshima No, and Ikari Kita. Review. 2 Demon Slayer's anime is finally in its endgame since the Infinity Castle trilogy will adapt the final arc. The film will kick off from the Hashira training arc's finale, while the arc in the manga ends before Muzan's appearance in the Yashiki Manor. The anime decided to have a special premiere to set up the series' most highly anticipated arc. Despite functioning for over 1,000 years, the Demon Slayer Corps hasn't been able to defeat Muzan Kibutsuji and put an end to his terror. While the existence of demons isn't public knowledge, there have been considerable casualties over the centuries. Muzan is confident about his strength, and he believes he will become untouchable once he absorbs Nezuko. Videos by comicbook.com. However, just as Muzan has been a nuisance to the Demon Slayer Corps, the opposite is also true. He already has 3 of the upper 6 demons and knows it's time for the final showdown against the Corps. After Kaguya blows up his mansion and kills his wife and 2 daughters in the process, he gives the Demon Slayers a small window to ambush the demon progenitor. Thanks to the combined efforts of Shinobu and Tamayo, Muzan has been considerably weakened, but it's not nearly enough to kill him. If things were bad enough, the Demon Slayers are sucked into the Infinity Castle, Muzan's secret hideout where the upper-ranked demons await their enemies. Tanjiro is one of the Demon Slayers forced into the castle, and the trailer confirms his opponent will be none other than Akaza. Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle film will have Tanjiro face off against Akaza. Tanjiro and Akaza first met each other in the Infinity Train arc after the mission was already over. Rengoku and the others successfully defeated the demon controlling the Infinity Train and saved the passengers. Just when they sighed a relief, Akaza showed up out of nowhere and challenged Rengoku. At the time, Tanjiro had sustained severe injuries, and Rengoku warned him not to move. The Hashira stood against the upper-ranked 3 demon and put up an incredible fight. Even so, defeating someone like Akaza on his own was almost impossible, so despite receiving fatal injuries, Rengoku tried to keep Akaza out in the open till the sun rose. Akaza barely managed to run away, but Tanjiro threw his sword and pierced the demon's chest. The young Demon Slayer even declared Akaza the loser since he ran away. Unlike Rengoku, who stood his ground till the end, the two will clash again in the Infinity Castle arc, and it will be Tanjiro's biggest fight yet. The 90-second trailer dedicates the 2/3 part of it to the two, especially Akaza, whose story will finally be revealed in this arc. Tanjiro definitely has a score to settle with Akaza, but it's not going to be easy even with his Demon Slayer mark. Tanjiro has come a long way over the years, but is he strong enough to defeat Akaza? The 3 upper-ranked demons are on an entirely another level than the lower 3 of the upper moons. When he first saw Tanjiro, Akaza deemed him weak and was ready to strike him down first before fighting Rengoku. Seeing Tanjiro in his wounded state, Akaza was sure that he didn't have what it takes. His attitude towards Rengoku was completely different since the demon acknowledged his strength. After the Infinity Train arc, Tanjiro fought against several powerful opponents and grew stronger with each battle. Not to mention, he became exponentially stronger during the Hashira training arc after going through the hellish training. Tanjiro not only has better control over his sun-breathing technique, but he can also switch between water and sun elements whenever he wishes. His Demon Slayer mark has also changed its shape, resembling the one Yoriichi Tsujikuni had. This is a sign of his strength, but even after all that, Akaza will prove to be the biggest challenge he has ever faced. Tanjiro surely can't fight against someone like that on his own, Soja joins him, and their teamwork is exceptional. The battle isn't merely thrilling but also has high emotional stakes for all three of them. Review. 3 The first Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle arc movie, Akaza's Return, has absolutely smashed box office records in Japan following its release last week, while international audiences, including those in the UK and US, will have to wait until September to see the first installment of the movie trilogy. Japanese audiences have been flocking to see Tanjiro back in action. According to a press release from Aniplex, via Crunchyroll, the movie broke every opening weekend box office record in the country, as well as the single-day box office revenue record, after its release on Friday, 18 July. The single-day box office record came on Sunday, 20 July, with the film bringing in 2.03 billion yen, £10.2 million. On that day, the Sunday takings also secured the movie as having the highest-grossing three-day opening weekend of all time in Japanese cinemas, bringing in 5.52 billion yen, £27.7 million. From Friday to Sunday. Across its opening 4 days, the film reportedly brought in 7.31 billion yen, £36.7 million. Currently, the movie is also second highest grossing movie of 2025 in Japan, behind Detective Conan, One-Eyed Flashbacks, although it looks on track to take the top spot soon. A statement from Demon Slayer's official X account read, "The movie Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba Infinity Castle Arc Chapter 1, Akaza's Return attracted 3,843,613 viewers, with box office revenue of 5,524,298,500 yen, in its first 3 days of release, and 5,164,348 viewers, with box office revenue of 7,315,846,800 yen, over 4 days, including Monday and a holiday, with a tremendous number of people coming to watch. We sincerely thank each and every one of you who visited the theater." The box office records were previously held by the last Demon Slayer movie, Mugen Train, which opened in October 2020 in Japan when cinemas were at half capacity due to the pandemic. Akaza's Return is set for release on 12 September in the UK, with another 2 Demon Slayer movies planned to see out the franchise. The anime follows Tanjiro, who becomes a demon slayer after his family is slaughtered and his younger sister is turned into a demon. Before the trilogy, the story spawned 4 widely praised seasons. Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba Infinity Castle is coming to UK cinemas on 12 September. Stream episodes on Crunchyroll. Sign up to Crunchyroll today for as little as £4.99 or start your 7-day free trial. Check out more of our fantasy coverage or visit our TV guide and streaming guide to find out what's on. For more TV recommendations and reviews, listen to the Radio Times podcast, Review. 4 with Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba Infinity Castle Arc Chapter 1, Akaza Returns releasing this month. The official runtime for the highly anticipated film has been revealed, and it should excite fans. In just days, Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba Infinity Castle Arc Chapter 1, Akaza Returns will hit theaters in Japan. Specific details about the first screening have been revealed, including the film's runtime. The official website confirms that Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba Infinity Castle Arc Chapter 1, Akaza Returns will have a theatrical runtime of 155 minutes, 2 hours and 35 minutes, making it the longest movie in the franchise. For comparison, 2020's Mugen Train had the previous longest runtime at 119 minutes, 1 hour 59 minutes. Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba Infinity Castle Arc Chapter 1, Akaza Returns is the first of 3 planned films that will adapt the final chapters of Koyoharu Gotouge's manga. The lengthy screen time can be attributed to the sheer amount of content packed into the Infinity Castle and Sunrise Countdown arcs. The Infinity Castle arc is undoubtedly one of the most anticipated arcs in Demon Slayer as it brings the battle between the Demon Slayer Corps and the demons to a head. Some of the manga's most intense and graphic battles take place during this arc. Some of these highly anticipated battles were teased in the recently released trailer. Tanjiro Kamado, a boy who joined an organization dedicated to hunting down demons called the Demon Slayer Corps after his younger sister Nezuko was turned into a demon. Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle movie on track for gargantuan $60-80 million domestic debut while growing stronger and deepening his friendships and bonds with fellow Corps members. Tanjiro has battled many demons with his comrades, Zenitsu Agatsuma and Inosuke Shibira. Along the way, his journey has led him to fight alongside the Demon Slayer Corps' highest-ranking swordsmen, the Hashira, including Flame Hashira Kyojuro Rengoku aboard the Mugen train, Sound Hashira Tenjin Uzui within the Entertainment District, as well as Mist Hashira Michiru Takito and Love Hashira Mitsuri Kanraji at the Swordsmith Village. As the Demon Slayer Corps members and Hashira are engaged in a group strength training program, the Hashira training, in preparation for the forthcoming battle against the demons, Muzan Kibutsuji appears at the Yubuyashiki mansion. With the head of the Demon Corps in danger, Tanjiro and the Hashira rush to the headquarters but are plunged into a deep descent to a mysterious space by the hands of Muzan Kibutsuji. The destination of where Tanjiro and Demon Slayer Corps have fallen is the demon's stronghold at the Infinity Castle. And so, the battleground is set as the final battle between the Demon Slayer Corps and the demons ignites. Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Infinity Castle Arc Chapter 1. Akaza Returns will premiere in Japan on Friday, July 18. The film will screen in an initial 452 theaters, 393 regular plus 59 IMAX theaters, the highest in franchise history. However, the midnight release on July 18 will be shown across 24 theaters in 11 prefectures nationwide. Tickets will go up for sale on Monday, July 14 at midnight. Meanwhile, those of us stateside will have to wait a few more weeks. Infinity Castle Arc will begin its global rollout in August, but won't release in the United States and Canada until September 12. As we previously reported, Infinity Castle Arc Chapter 1, Akaza Returns has received a PG-12 rating in Japan. Although this is similar to the MPA's PG-13 rating in America, which suggests parent advisory, it's more likely that the film will come with an R rating in America due to its graphic violence and mature themes. For comparison, the previously released Mugen Train also received a PG-12 rating in Japan, but released in America with an R rating. Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle ARC debuts in North American theaters with near-perfect Rotten Tomatoes score. Disclaimer: as a user-generated site and platform, AnimeMojo.com is protected under the DMCA, Digital Millennium Copyright Act, and Safe Harbor provisions. This post was submitted by a user who has agreed to our terms of service and community guidelines. AnimeMojo.com will disable users who knowingly commit plagiarism, piracy, trademark or copyright infringement. Please contact us for expeditious removal of copyrighted, trademark content. Click here to learn more about our copyright and trademark policies. Note that AnimeMojo.com, and/or the user who contributed this post, may earn commissions or revenue through clicks or purchases made through any third-party links contained within the content above. Review. 5 The announcement that Demon Slayer's grand finale, the Infinity Castle Arc, will be split into a movie trilogy has split fans right down the middle. On one side, you've got people hyped for a visual feast in theaters. On the other, there's a growing sense of copyright yapu, and not the good kind. The kind that screams, didn't Attack on Titan already pull the stunt? So what is this really? A bold step toward delivering an unforgettable anime ending on the big screen? Or yet another example of corporate double-dipping at the expense of fans? The epic finale, now in 3 parts, and 3 tickets. If you've read the manga, you know the Infinity Castle arc isn't just some side mission, it's the final war. Muzan, the Hashira, shifting hallways, and some of the most jaw-dropping fights Demon Slayer has to offer. And to be fair, squeezing 66 chapters, 44 of them in Infinity Castle alone, into a single TV season? That's asking for a pacing nightmare. So yeah, 3 movies kind of makes sense, at least on paper. We've seen Ufotable pull off incredible movie work before. Mugen Train wasn't just successful, it became the highest-grossing Japanese film of all time, reeking in over $500 million globally. People cried, people rewatched it, and the animation? Absolutely flawless. That movie proved Demon Slayer could be more than just a hit show. It could dominate the box office too. But here's the problem: history. When theatrical experience starts to smell like recycled content, Mugen Train was lightning in a bottle. But what followed was a little murkier. Ufotable took the Mugen Train movie and essentially re-aired it as a TV arc with a few extra scenes tacked on. Then came the Swordsmith Village and Hashira Training theatrical specials, essentially recap episodes and premieres stuff into a cinema release. Fans showed up, sure, but many walked out feeling like they'd paid for episodes that would air on TV a week later, which, yeah, broken bar they did. Despite backlash, those releases still pulled millions. To the Swordsmith Village grossed over $55 million globally. Same strategy, same complaints, same payoff. The message was clear: people will pay, even if what they're getting isn't exactly new. So now with the Infinity Castle arc, arguably Demon Slayer's most iconic stretch, we're getting 3 separate movies. Are they doing this because the story demands it, or because Mugen Train proved fans would show up, and pay up, every single time? Lessons not learned from Attack on Titan? If this all feels a little familiar, that's because it is. Fans are already comparing this move to Attack on Titan's final season saga, which became a meme in real time. What was supposed to be the end dragged out over years and multiple parts. Sure, production delays and shifting studios played a role there, but the end result was the same: audience fatigue. And now here comes Demon Slayer with a massive arc, a broken bara, and a plan to stretch it over years, in theaters, across 3 releases. The only thing missing is calling them the final trilogy, Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. But here's where the comparison gets tricky. Unlike its TV-only approach, Demon Slayer is going full cinematic. These are actual films with their own budgets, marketing, and release cycles, which means bigger risks, and potentially bigger rewards. Creative ambition or convenient excuse. Let's not pretend the trilogy format is inherently evil. The sheer size of the Infinity Castle arc demands breathing room. Each Hashira gets their moment. Zenitsu's final fight is legendary, and the labyrinth-like setting could be stunning on a big screen if given the space to shine. Cramming it into a single season could ruin the pacing, kill character moments, and waste Ufotable's insane animation potential. Plus, this is the studio that made Fate, Stay Night, Heaven's Feel into a brilliant trilogy. They've done it before, they can do it again. But even the best intentions can be hijacked by bottom lines. Ufotable and Aniplex aren't blind to what this trilogy represents financially. 3 blockbuster openings, 3 waves of merch, 3 rounds of promotional campaigns. Whether the story benefits or not, the bank account definitely will. And let's not forget, international fans are getting staggered release dates. Japan gets the first film in July 2025, while the rest of the world waits until November. That's months of dodging spoilers and feeling left out of the global conversation. Fans are excited and suspicious. The fandom reaction has been a roller coaster. Social media blew up after the reveal, trending hashtags, fanart, meme wars. Some fans are calling it Tanjiro's endgame, expecting an emotional payoff with IMAX-level intensity. The teaser visual, with the Hashira descending into darkness, definitely added fuel to the hype. But right next to the excitement is a thick layer of skepticism. People remember the Swordsmith Village debacle. They're worried this could be another overhyped, under-delivering event. They're asking why this couldn't just be a long final season. They're calculating the cost of 3 movie tickets. They're worried about filler, cliffhangers, and a dragged-out schedule that will make the final battle feel like a chore instead of a climax. As one analyst put it, Demon Slayer already has a history of stretching content to make more money. This trilogy might just be more of the same. So broken bar, what are we really getting? The truth is, it's probably both. Yes, Ufotable wants to do justice to the manga's most ambitious arc with feature-length spectacle. And yes, Aniplex is absolutely trying to maximize profits on one of the biggest anime franchises in the world. If the pacing works, if each movie feels like a meaningful piece of the story, and if the animation delivers the way Mugen Train did, fans will call it a masterpiece. But if it feels like 3 overpriced, stretched-out events riding on nostalgia and hype, the cash grab label will stick hard. Review. 6 Demon Slayer Infinity Castle is here, but there is plenty more to talk about when it comes to the record-breaking movie. Below, we're here to clue you in on everything you need to know about the movie. That includes those who have experienced Infinity Castle in theaters and want to know about the Infinity Castle ending, those who are a little behind and need to know what to watch before Infinity Castle, and everything in between. Our review, and the current Rotten Tomatoes score, is also included in the roundup. Below, we've got a full guide to Demon Slayer Infinity Castle as the Hashira look to do battle with the upper-ranked demons. That includes the release date, trailers, story and manga info, and much, much more. So what are you waiting for? Take a deep breath and dive into our guide to the new Demon Slayer movie. For more from the world of anime, check out the latest on new anime, including Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3 and One Punch Man Season 3. Still catching up on Demon Slayer? You'll need our breakdown of how to watch Demon Slayer in order. Demon Slayer Infinity Castle movie release date. The first installment of the Demon Slayer Infinity Castle movie trilogy was released on September 12 in the US and UK, with record-breaking box office takings projected. For more regions, check out Crunchyroll's extensive list of its staggered release plans. It all forms part of a killer fall lineup, which also includes the Chainsaw Man movie and My Hero Academia's final season. From there, the movie trilogy could continue on across multiple years, with Demon Slayer Infinity Castle 2 next up. We expect the Demon Slayer Infinity Castle streaming release date to fall in either December 2025 or early 2026. Demon Slayer Infinity Castle movie story and recap. The first Demon Slayer Infinity Castle movie adapted part of the final battle portion of the manga, which consists of the Infinity Castle arc, chapters 137-183, and the Sunrise Countdown arc, chapters 184-205. Specifically, the first movie adapted chapters 137-157. The Demon Slayer Infinity Castle movie picked up where Demon Slayer Season 4 and Hashira Training left off, with Yubu Yashiki predicting an approach from Muzan detonating his entire complex, he and his family along with it, in the hopes of stopping the demon leader. While Muzan just about escaped, the main Hashira all converged. Despite being beheaded, Muzan wasn't defeated and was able to trap each Hashira inside the demon's HQ of Infinity Castle, hence the name. From there, they must battle to escape, kill the upper ranks and, ultimately, defeat Muzan and put an end to the demon scourge once and for all. As the name suggests, that saw the Infinity Castle Muzan's HQ come into play, with the eternal battle between demons and demon slayers being brought to a definitive end here. In the movie's 3 fights, upper rank 3 Akaza returned from Mugen Train to do battle with Tanjiro and Jinsek. Hashira Shineba faced Dama, the who killed her sister, and Zenitsu confronts Kaigaku. Of those fights, Tanjiro and Ji defeated Akaza, but not before we were given a glimpse into Akaza's tragic backstory before being turned into a demon by Muzan. Zenitsu invented a new thunder-breathing technique to put Kaigaku to the end once and for all. Sadly, Shineba fared less well against upper rank 2 Dama, succumbing to his vicious attacks. The sequel setup, though, suggests Ken now will be stepping up to fight him, while Inosuke is also on the hunt for a strong demon to confront. Muzan, though, remains in the wind as time runs out to find him. This is the list of arcs so far and how Infinity Castle fits into the bigger picture. Demon Slayer Season 1, Unwavering Resolve Arc 8 Chapters 153, Demon Slayer Season 2, Mugen Train and Entertainment District Arcs 8 Chapters 54-97, Demon Slayer Season 3, Swordsmith Village Arc 8 Chapters 98-127, Demon Slayer Season 4, Hashira Training Arc 8 Chapters 128-136, Demon Slayer Infinity Castle Movie Trilogy, Infinity Castle and Sunrise Countdown Arcs 8 Chapters 137-204. Demon Slayer Infinity Castle Review and Rotten Tomatoes Score. Despite some structural issues, we love Demon Slayer Infinity Castle. Our 4-star Demon Slayer Infinity Castle review lauded Ufotable's best-in-class animation and expressed surprise at just how effectively it tugged at the heartstrings. Our reviewer wrote, Demon Slayer Infinity Castle storms past Mugen Train to become the series' gold standard, all thanks to another animation masterclass by Ufotable and a gripping, peril-filled story simmering with personal resentment and touching backstories. That's a feeling largely echoed by other reviewers. As of writing, Infinity Castle's Rotten Tomatoes score stands at 96%. Meaning it's one of the best-reviewed anime movies of all time. Is Demon Slayer Season 5 happening? And is Infinity Castle the finale? To avoid any confusion, no, Demon Slayer Infinity Castle is not Demon Slayer Season 5. We're getting 3 movies to wrap up the series in cinemas instead. Demon Slayer Infinity Castle is definitely the final arc, however, with Tanjiro, Inosuke, and Zenitsu's stories drawing to a close once the anime ends. But it's not going to be on television. It's a theatrical exclusive and, for all intents and purposes, replaces what would have been Demon Slayer Season 5 in terms of chronology. That's not to say the saga can continue elsewhere, but, right now, Ufotable is only adapting the story of Koyoharu Gotouge's official manga, which ended in May 2020. Demon Slayer Infinity Castle movie trailer and poster. Watch on the final battle begins reads the text accompanying the trailer, with renewed focus on Tanjiro's upcoming showdown with the Kaza, who was the demon behind Rengoku's killing in 2020's Mugen Train. The teaser also featured the reveal of 2 themes in Infinity Castle, performed by prolific artists Lisa and Aimer respectively. In recent months, we've also seen some incredible posters. One, released at SDCC, focuses on Akaza, while also confirming North American tickets go on sale this August. Demon Slayer Infinity Castle cast. Expected returning characters for the movie trilogy. The Demon Slayer Infinity Castle trilogy cast hasn't been locked in yet, but, like Tanjiro's keen sense of smell, we've got a gut feeling that these will all be returning in some form or capacity throughout the trilogy. Here's who we think will return. Review. 7 The release date for the first Demon Slayer Infinity Castle movie has been revealed. As revealed at the Core Gathering event on March 1st, the upcoming feature is hitting cinemas on July 18, 2025. For those out of the loop with Tanjiro's demon hunting exploits, the manga's Infinity Castle arc is set to be adapted as a full movie trilogy. Depending on how closely it follows Koyoharu Gotouge's source material, it could cover both the Infinity Castle arc, chapters 137-183, and the Sunrise Countdown arc, chapters 184-205. That would, in theory, bring the entire Demon Slayer story to a close on the big screen instead of on streaming. The last we saw of Demon Slayer, Tanjiro, his friends, and his Hashira allies were drawn into the Infinity Castle, the headquarters of series' big bad Muzan Kibutsuji and his legion of remaining, uber-powerful, upper-ranked demons. While Demon Slayer has released a series of recap and compilation movies in recent years, 2025's Infinity Castle movie stands to be the first full-fat, original feature for the hit anime since 2020's Mugen Train. Remarkably, that film became that year's highest-grossing at the COVID-affected box office, even besting the likes of Christopher Nolan's Tenet. Demon Slayer isn't the only new anime to get excited about in 2025. However, My Hero Academia Season 8 brings that superhero series to a close from April, while One Punch Man Season 3 is also scheduled to release in this calendar year. For more, check out the best anime we'd recommend watching in 2025. If you're still playing catch-up with Tanjiro's saga, you'll need our guide on how to watch Demon Slayer in order. Review. 8 The Demon Slayer Infinity Castle Part 3 release date is highly anticipated, and fans are eager to learn about the final installment in the epic movie trilogy. Based on the hit manga by Koyoharu Gotouge and produced by Ufotable, the Infinity Castle arc marks the beginning of the series' dramatic conclusion, as the Demon Slayer Corps faces off against the most powerful upper moons. The Hashira fight for survival in a high-stakes battle filled with loss, legacy, and destiny. Here's everything you need to know about the future of Demon Slayer and when Part 3 of the Infinity Castle movie trilogy could come out. What is the Demon Slayer? Infinity Castle Part 3 release date estimate. The Demon Slayer Infinity Castle Part 3 release date estimate is marked for 2029. Demon Slayer Infinity Castle A Part 3 is projected to be released in 2029, marking the conclusion of both the trilogy and the entire saga. In the meantime, the first part of the Infinity Castle was released this year in Japan on July 18, and has already set new records. However, the official international release in the US and UK is scheduled to take place on September 12, 2025. Demon Slayer Infinity Castle Part 3 news and updates. According to Game Rant, the Demon Slayer Infinity Castle Part 3 is anticipated to be the most significant of the trilogy, with a projected release date in 2029. Directed by Haruo Sotozaki, Demon Slayer Infinity Castle is an animated film inspired by Japanese manga that blends action and drama. It represents the concluding arc of the Demon Slayer anime, where Tanjiro and the Hashira venture into Muzan Kibutsuji's enigmatic and ever-changing castle for a climactic confrontation. As they confront formidable upper-ranked demons, the stakes reach unprecedented heights in this gripping clash between the Demon Slayer Corps and the forces of darkness. The core theme revolves around the battle between good and evil, also emphasizing the principles of sacrifice, resilience, and unity. Review. 9 The story of courage, loss, and relentless pursuit of justice has captivated millions worldwide. Taking root in a tale of a young boy and his sister, Demon Slayer is bound by tragedy and Tanjiro Kamato's fierce determination to overcome the perpetrators of terror. This saga that has given Japanese folklore a pedestal like never before has evolved into an animation phenomenon. Now, as the final swing of the sword is being awaited to decide the Demon King's fate in Demon Slayer Infinity Castle, the question of a Netflix screening remains. Sharpen not just your Nichiren blades but also your senses. The final battle is about to slice through the silence, but the right streaming screen might protect you from the first blow. Streaming the saga. When is the Infinity Castle infiltrating Netflix? Article continues below this. While the official streaming release date has not been announced by Netflix, the pattern from previous Demon Slayer films suggests a post-theatrical window before the trilogy becomes available on streaming platforms. While it has been given that September 12, 2025 is the official release date in the United States and the United Kingdom, Demon Slayer Infinity Castle is also set for an immediate Crunchyroll streaming release post its theatrical release in Japan set for July 18, 2025. The first trailer has officially arrived via Sony Pictures Entertainment and Aniplex Japan and USA, showcasing several intense battles, including Tanjiro's showdown with Ikuza and the fierce clash between Shinobu and Dama. The animation, as always, promises no less than a whirlwind of premium production. The first trailer has officially arrived via Sony Pictures Entertainment and Aniplex Japan and USA, showcasing several intense battles, including Tanjiro's showdown with Ikuza and the fierce clash between Shinobu and Dama. In addition to Crunchyroll and Netflix, the entire Demon Slayer series has been made available for free streaming on the official Aniplex YouTube channel in Japan, with episodes airing daily leading up to the Demon Slayer Infinity Castle film's release, which is also the studio's most invested in project yet. However, these may lack English subtitles. Netflix and Crunchyroll remain the main legal options for international viewers. After a stunning Demon Slayer finale, Ufotable boasts a better visual experience with their Genshin Impact adaptation. The Infinity Fortress is not just any castle, but the demon's most dense lair of residence, and the Hashiras are set for battle only short of a grand spoiler. Infinity Castle, the ultimate Demon Slayer finale. The Demon Slayer Infinity Castle, the first film in a trilogy, will not be a mere continuation but a grand crescendo to the saga, adapting the manga's final arc with stunning fidelity. Fans can expect the harrowing atmosphere of the shifting Infinity Castle, where every corridor hides danger and every fight tests the limits of the Demon Slayers. The narrative picks up after the grueling Hashira training arc, thrusting Tanjiro and his comrades into a desperate battle against the upper-ranked demons. This trilogy approach allows for a detailed and immersive experience, giving justice to the complex characters and explosive confrontations that define this arc. Article continues below this ad Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle promises to be an epic finale to a beloved anime series, delivering breathtaking animation, heartfelt storytelling, and intense battles. The first movie's release in September 2025 marks the beginning of the end of Tanjiro's journey, with Netflix streaming a surefire follow-up. Fans should prepare for a thrilling experience that honors the legacy of Demon Slayer, blending the spirit of the original story with the dazzling artistry that has made the series a global sensation. It was extremely freezing cold. How the animators of Demon Slayer risked their health to get the perfectly realistic setting for the show. Article continues below this ad. Are your katana blades sharp enough for the ultimate Demon Slayer streaming showdown? Let us know in the comments below. Review. 10 Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, the movie, Infinity Castle Arc Chapter 1, Akaza Returns has premiered in Japan, earning praise for its animation quality, emotional storytelling, and intense fight sequences. The film, which adapts the final chapters of Koyoharu Gotouge's manga, has been described by viewers as a roller coaster of emotions, with some admitting to tears during key scenes and character backstories. The movie showcases major battles, including Shinobikacho vs Tama and Zenitsu Agatsuma vs Kaigaku, before focusing on the confrontation between Tanjiro, Jin, and Akaza, one of the upper-ranked three demons. Early reactions indicate that the film's animation quality surpasses previous work by Ufotable, with some describing it as the studio's best production to date. Viewers have also highlighted the soundtrack, calling it mind-blowing. The theme song, A World Where the Sun Never Rises, is performed by Aimer, while Lisa contributes with Shine in the Cruel Night. Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, the movie, Infinity Castle Arc Chapter 1 is the first in a planned trilogy adapting the manga's finale. The movie is rated PG-12 in Japan, with an R rating expected for the United States. Similar to the previous Mugen Train film, the film is currently screening in Japan, with the North American release set for September 12, 2025 and other global rollouts beginning in August. Review. 11 The first Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba Infinity Castle movie will open in Japanese theaters on July 18 JST. It has been revealed, a key visual for it was also released. Before the new movie premieres in Japan, Demon Slayer A Kimetsu no Yaiba the movie, Mugen Train and compilations of the previous arcs will be screened in order starting on April 4 JST. Each of the 11 compilations, as well as the movie, will be available for 1 week only, with the second Hashira training arc compilation to start on June 27 JST. Also, this new screening of Mugen Train uses a 4K upscaled version. In other Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba related news, there's a new trailer for the Demon Slayer, the Ingakami Chronicles 2 video game. The Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba Infinity Castle movie trilogy will conclude the anime adaptation of Koyoharu Gotouge's manga, which started with the 2019 first season. The Shueisha-published manga started serialization in Weekly Shonen Jump in 2016 and ended in 2020 with 23 tankobon volumes. Viz Media describes the manga as, "Learning to destroy demons won't be easy, and Tanjiro barely knows where to start." The surprise appearance of another boy named Jin, who seems to know what's going on, might provide some answers, but only if Tanjiro can stop Jin from killing his sister first. Aside from the first season and 2020's Mugen Train, the Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba anime include the TV broadcast version of Mugen Train, Entertainment District Arc, Swordsmith Village Arc, and Hashira Training Arc. Review. 12 We saw the main characters of Demon Slayer all go through rigorous training with the Hashira in the fourth season, all in preparation for the climactic battle with Muzan Kibutsuji. It's an important point in the series, but the manga's version of the arc was rather short and rushed. The Hashira training arc was a mere 11 chapters that jumped from one regiment to another. The anime adaptation, on the other hand, went a different route. It expanded on the Hashira training arc, allowing fans to digest and sit in the events of the arc better. Gotouge often rushes Demon Slayer with their tendency to tell, don't show, with long explanations. The anime balanced it out perfectly. The Infinity Castle arc, however, will not receive this treatment. The anime adaptation will not be episodes, but a trilogy. They have to cover around 43 chapters within a time limit. A season would have given it space for some additional scenes. The Infinity Castle arc deserved to be a season rather than a trilogy. The advantage of Demon Slayer is that it doesn't have a lot of episodes for its fans to watch, and most of its movies get adapted into the anime television series. It's a very easy series to get into, especially if it is your first anime. However, the Infinity Castle arc is a significant part since it involves the long-awaited battle against Muzan. The trilogy would be insane not to adapt the final battle, especially since this is the last of the anime, but the adaptation does miss out on what it did for the Hashira training arc. The movie, Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba to the Hashira training, felt rushed. So, what did Ufotable do? The studio didn't let that be the last we saw of the arc. The Hashira training arc, as previously mentioned, was also adapted in the fourth season, with additional scenes to expand on the story. Some fans might feel it dragged on, but the fillers actually enrich Demon Slayer. We get a nice interaction between Tanjiro and Aoi. Muzan's slow walk was incredibly cool, and Mai was no longer just a hot-headed Hashira. Overall, Ufotable does better with filler content than Naruto ever did. It makes Demon Slayer more fleshed out than Gotouge does in their manga, unfortunately. So it's natural that fans fear that the Infinity Castle arc won't receive this treatment since Ufotable chose to make them movies rather than episodes. Splitting them up would have benefited the story. Ufotable has usually done a great job with Demon Slayer, but the trilogy might prove to be its downfall. Will they do justice to the ending? The Infinity Castle arc won't have more nuance with the trilogy. Filler arcs in anime aren't always out of character or unnecessary to the storyline. Some of them make sense within the series, and Demon Slayer was one of them. Fans didn't feel thrown off at all, believing it might have been in the manga itself. The Infinity Castle arc is undeniably quite rushed in the manga. Most fans guessed Gotouge had family issues, which caused them to rush the ending. There was no development for the characters, and some hyped ones turned out to be disappointing, especially Doma and the Upper Moons. Many character arcs are just left unresolved. An episodic version would have allowed room to expand on these. The main complaint fans had was the lack of Nezuko's involvement. She's a passive character throughout, but we have seen hints of potential. Perhaps it was our mistake to expect it. The trilogy will most likely cover what's left of the manga, including the Sunrise Countdown arc. However, it's best to minimize expectations. Review. 13 Anime fans haven't gotten over the Hashira training arc of Demon Slayer aka Kimetsu no Yaiba, but there's some good news for everyone. Anime fans haven't gotten over the Hashira training arc of Demon Slayer aka Kimetsu no Yaiba, but there's some good news for everyone. The final arc, dubbed Infinity Castle, of the popular anime TV adaptation based on Koyoharu Gotouge's Japanese manga will be released exclusively in theaters. More importantly, the first film in the series will hit the cinema houses in 2025. A leaked listing on German cinema chain Sign Star suggests a Kimetsu no Yaiba Infinity Castle arc movie is set to be released on September 25, 2024. Additionally, a similar listing on Sony's website is now suggested to be deleted. Social media has been currently abuzz with speculation about the leaked listings. The upcoming arc will witness its premiere in an epic trilogy of films distributed by Crunchyroll in collaboration with Sony Pictures Entertainment worldwide. The Infinity Castle arc marks the beginning of the end of Tanjiro Kamado's story, and we also have a trailer for it now. An untitled Crunchyroll/Sony/Aniplex event film appears in cinema listing sites with international distribution starting September 12, 2025. While still unconfirmed, It could be related to the upcoming Kimetsu no Yaiba Infinity Castle arc movie. https://t.co/dn9l83okvmpic.twitter.com/xbu74a Shonen Jump News, at Wall Street Journal_manga, January 10, 2025. The Hashira training arc ends on a heartbreaking note with the slaying of the Ubuyashiki family members, the founders and the current management of Demon Slayer Corps. The event kickstarted a long night of confrontation against Muzan, the main villain, and his upper moon demon forces, which will be covered in detail in the Infinity Castle arc. The explosive blast at the Ubuyashiki residence has all the Hashiras pumped for revenge. Their main aim is to keep fighting Muzan until dawn breaks, because the only thing that can kill him is the first light of the day. First trailer for a Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba Infinity Castle in theaters in 2025. pic.twitter.com/DWPF44MCG0A Discussing Film, at Discussing Film, December 8, 2024. The anime's central story revolves around the life of Tanjiro Kamado, whose entire family is slain, with the only remainder of his relative being sister Nezuko, who transforms into a demon. Tanjiro joins the Demon Slayer Corps to find a way to turn her back into a human again. Review. 14 Anime fans haven't gotten over the Hashira training arc of Demon Slayer aka Kimetsu no Yaiba, but there's some good news for everyone. Anime fans haven't gotten over the Hashira training arc of Demon Slayer aka Kimetsu no Yaiba, but there's some good news for everyone. The final arc, dubbed Infinity Castle, of the popular anime TV adaptation based on Koyoharu Gotouge's Japanese manga, will be released exclusively in theaters. More importantly, the first film in the series will hit the cinema houses in 2025. A leaked listing on German cinema chain Sign Star suggests a Kimetsu no Yaiba Infinity Castle arc movie is set to be released on September 25, 2024. Additionally, a similar listing on Sony's website is now suggested to be deleted. Social media has been currently abuzz with speculation about the leaked listings. The upcoming arc will witness its premiere in an epic trilogy of films distributed by Crunchyroll in collaboration with Sony Pictures Entertainment Worldwide. The Infinity Castle arc marks the beginning of the end of Tanjiro Kamado's story, and we also have a trailer for it now. An untitled Crunchyroll/Sony/Aniplex event film appears in cinema listing sites with international distribution starting September 12, 2025. While still unconfirmed, it could be related to the upcoming Kimetsu no Yaiba Infinity Castle arc movie. https://t.co/dn9l83okvmpic.twitter.com/xbu74a Shonen Jump News, at Wall Street Journal_manga, January 10, 2025. The Hashira training arc ends on a heartbreaking note with the slaying of the Ubuyashiki family members, the founders and the current management of Demon Slayer Corps. The event kickstarted a long night of confrontation against Muzan, the main villain, and his upper moon demon forces, which will be covered in detail in the Infinity Castle arc. The explosive blast at the Ubuyashiki residence has all the Hashiras pumped for revenge. Their main aim is to keep fighting Muzan until dawn breaks, because the only thing that can kill him is the first light of the day. First trailer for a Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba Infinity Castle in theaters in 2025. pic.twitter.com/DWPF44MCG0A Discussing Film, at Discussing Film, December 8, 2024. The anime's central story revolves around the life of Tanjiro Kamado, whose entire family is slain, with the only remainder of his relative being sister Nezuko, who transforms into a demon. Tanjiro joins the Demon Slayer Corps to find a way to turn her back into a human again. Review. 15 Demon Slayer Infinity Castle Arc Chapter 1, Akaza's return has earned a yen 10 billion, $67.5 million. In just 8 days, the new Demon Slayer movie has made over a yen 33.05 billion, $224.79 million, in its first 60 days since its release. Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle Arc Chapter 1 premiered globally on September 12, 2025. Out of all the anime movies releasing in 2025, Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle Arc Chapter 1, Akaza's Return is the biggest cinematic event of the year. The first Demon Slayer Infinity Castle movie was first released in Japan 2 weeks ago and is going on a non-stop record-breaking streak. It became the #1 highest-grossing Japanese movie on opening day, single day, and the first weekend. Now, if you are curious about the box office collection of Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle Arc Chapter 1, Akaza's Return, let's find out the box office figures till now and speculate more on its total box office prediction. Editor's note, updated with the latest box office figures on September 18, 2025. How much did the Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle Arc Chapter 1, Akaza's Return make at the box office till now? Since its release, Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle Arc Chapter 1, Akaza's Return has been busy shattering Japanese box office records. The latest box office report confirms that Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle Chapter 1 has earned a yen 33.05 billion, $224.79 million, so far. Over 23.04 million fans have attended the grandest cinematic event in 60 days since the movie's release in Japan. The new Infinity Castle movie has overtaken Titanic and Spirited Away to become the second highest-grossing movie of all time in Japan. Furthermore, it also surpassed the box office figures of Your Name and One Piece film, Red, to become the second highest-grossing Japanese movie in Japan. We have compiled all the official box office figures of Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle Arc Chapter 1, Akaza's Return, shared by the production staff on the official X account of Demon Slayer. Review. 16. Here is the India release date trailer of the Demon Slayer film. Tanjiro Komodo, a boy who joined an organization dedicated to hunting down demons called the Demon Slayer Corps after his younger sister Nezuko was turned into a demon. While growing stronger and deepening his friendships and bonds with fellow Corps members, Tanjiro has battled many demons with his comrades, Zenitsu Agatsuma and Inosuke Shibira. Along the way, his journey has led him to fight alongside the Demon Slayer Corps' highest-ranking swordsman, the Hashira, including Flame Hashira Kyojuro Rengoku aboard the Mugen train, Sound Hashira Tenjin Yuzui within the Entertainment District, as well as Mist Hashira Michiru Takito and Love Hashira Mitsuri Kanraji at the Swordsmith Village. As the Demon Slayer Corps members and Hashira engaged in a group strength training program, the Hashira training, in preparation for the forthcoming battle against the demons, Muzan Kibutsuji appears at the Yubuyashiki mansion. With the head of the Demon Corps in danger, Tanjiro and the Hashira rush to the headquarters but are plunged into a deep descent to a mysterious space by the hands of Muzan Kibutsuji. The destination of where Tanjiro and Demon Slayer Corps have fallen is the demon's stronghold at the Infinity Castle. And so, the battleground is set as the final battle between the Demon Slayer Corps and the demons ignites. Review. 17. The Infinity Castle arc will make up the next movie of Demon Slayer, where fans will see the events that unfold inside of Nakaim's Blood Demon art creation. In the Infinity Castle, many exciting fights will unravel, and most of them are incredibly intense. Some of these fights, however, stand out much more than others. Here is every fight fans can expect to see unfold in the Infinity Castle arc that will soon be adapted. Casualties, survivors, Obanai, Mitsuri, Nakaim. The most underwhelming fight in the Infinity Castle arc is perhaps the encounter that Mitsuri and Obana had with the new upper rank 4 demon, Nakaim. This demon was quite powerful, controlling the Infinity Castle and continuously teleporting the two Hashira away from her. These two didn't manage to take down this demon, and the job would have to be completed by Yashiro, who takes over her body before Muzan ultimately chooses to kill her. Casualties, Kaigaku. Survivors, Zenitsu. Kaigaku and Zenitsu are two characters with a long history in Demon Slayer. They were both students of the former Thunder Hashira, Jigoro Kuwajima, and learned from him, although each managed to get a hang of thunder breathing differently. However, Kaigaku betrays his former master and the Demon Slayers, and aligns with the demons, being made upper rank 6 during the events of the Infinity Castle, replacing the former upper rank 6 Jotaro and Daki, who were defeated in the Entertainment District arc. The fight between these two is actually quite a short-lived one. Zenitsu manages to easily outclass Kaigaku and behead him with his technique, 7th form, Onoikazuchi no Kami, one that he personally created. This fight made Zenitsu one of the few characters who were able to take on an upper rank by themselves, even though technically Kaigaku was quite weak in comparison to the other upper ranks. Casualties: Akaza survivors. Tanjiro. Fans have long awaited to see Tanjiro take on the upper rank 3 demon Akaza for what he did to the Flame Hashira, Rengoku. A few arcs earlier, Akaza had Rengoku's blood on his hands and Tanjiro is all in which to take this demon down. This fight is definitely one of the most unique in Demon Slayer, especially with its conclusion. Akaza is no easy foe in Demon Slayer, and he would even manage to regrow his own head after Tanjiro beheads him, a feat only Kokushibo and Muzan have shown in the Demon Slayer manga. What would be the end of Akaza is himself. Instead of one of the demon slayers, he gets flashbacks of his human life, especially his beloved wife after Tanjiro beheads him. After that, he decides to simply end it himself to be able to pass on and reunite with his wife. 3 casualties: Michiro, Genya, Kokushibo survivors. Sanmai, Jama. The fight against the upper rank 1 demon was one of the most intense ones ever in the Demon Slayer universe. Kokushibo is the biggest threat after Muzan himself. This powerful demon can use moon breathing, a deadly breathing style that is not easy to dodge. This fight started with Michiro, but he was quickly incapacitated. It then saw multiple characters, one after the other, jumping in, notably Genya, Sanmai, and then Jamai. This fight was definitely a group effort, and everyone had to be at their best to win. Michiro and Genya both made honorable sacrifices and died to ensure the end of Kokushibo. Sanmai and Jamai were the only ones left and had to immediately move on to the next fight, the final clash against Muzan. Casualties: Shinobu survivor. Dama. One of the first fights to happen in this arc is the one between Shinobu and Dama. Shinobu has a long-existing grudge against the upper rank 2 demon, Dama, for killing her older sister, Kanikacho. Going into this fight, it's clear the insect Hashira is no match for an upper rank demon on her own. However, she still holds it together and fights to her best, making use of attacks such as Dance of the Centipede, 100-legged zigzag. In the end, however, her strength isn't enough to behead Dama and she gets killed and eaten by him. However, her sacrifice would eventually lead to this demon's demise. Casualties: Dama survivors. Inosuke, Kanao. While many fights in this arc were phenomenal, one that definitely stands out the most is that of Kanao and Inosuke versus the upper rank 2 demon, Dama. This fight picks up immediately after the defeat of the insect Hashira Shinobu, where Dama was eating her body. It starts with Kanao alone before Inosuke suddenly jumps into the fight to aid her. This fight holds tremendous importance to both Kanao and Inosuke. For Kanao, this fight means avenging her 2 sisters, Kani and Shinobu, and for Inosuke, this fight leads him to discover that his mother died at the hands of Dama when he was an infant. In the end, it's both of them to behead Dama. And all of this wouldn't have been possible without Shinobu's sacrifice that led to Dama getting poisoned and weakened. Review. 18 Koyoharu Gotouge's Demon Slayer is ready to embark on its final journey with Infinity Castle arc later this year. After the tremendous entertainment the previous seasons have provided fans, most people are waiting with bated breath to find out what awaits them in the upcoming trilogy movies. However, there is one thing that seems to have caused concerns in the fandom. That is, the absence of the most powerful Hashiras in the upcoming battle against Muzan Kibutsuji's army, except for one. Although Tanjiro and his group are there to fight off the demons alongside the rest of Hashiras, the lack of manpower is sure to take a toll on the Demon Slayer core members. Demon Slayer is relying on the strongest Hashira for the final battle against Muzan's army. Popular anime series Demon Slayer is all set to start its last leg this year with Infinity Castle arc's release. After years of endless entertainment by adapting the story into different seasons, the makers chose to adapt the upcoming arc in a trilogy movie format. While fans have been concerned about what this would mean for the series, as in if the movies will be able to contain all the details of the upcoming battles in the compressed movie format, there is another reason for their anxiety. That is, some of the strongest Hashiras of Demon Slayer have been taken out one by one throughout the course of it. As such, fans seem to be worried about the core members' victory against the formidable demons. Thankfully, at least one of the strongest Hashiras is still in the game. That is, Himejima, the Stone Hashira. The confirmation of his strength was provided in the manga itself by Koyoharu Gotouge, as a Reddit user pointed out in the Kimetsu no Yaiba forum. Moreover, Tanjiro, and Inosuke, too, had a discussion on his strength where the former remarked that the Stone Hashira smells different, alluding to his superhuman sense of smell. Inosuke, too, noted that Himejima is the strongest demon slayer. What makes the blind Hashira so deadly in battle, though, is not only his superhuman strength. He has been blessed with that from the start, as was seen in the flashback when he fought off the demon that attacked their orphanage, without any sort of training as a demon slayer at all. After gaining and mastering his skills in battle relentlessly, though, there possibly aren't many who can fend off his attacks anymore. His axe, and flail weapon, too, aids him in his technique just as much with equal measures of attack and defense capacity. Most of strongest Hashiras in Demon Slayer won't be a part of the Infinity Castle arc except for Himejima. Unfortunately, the ones right after Himejima in strength, that is, the Sound Hashira Tenjin Uzui, and Flame Hashira Kyojuro Rengoku are all but out of the upcoming battle in Demon Slayer. As fans are aware, Uzui retired from the court after the events of the Entertainment District arc, whereas Rengoku died in battle against the Upper Moon Third Demon Akaza. Unfortunately, although he fought valiantly alongside Tanjiro, Inosuke, and Zenitsu and even protected them, he failed to kill Akaza. As such, that threat still looks large, which seems to be a point of concern for fans as they got to see his battle prowess firsthand. Although Uzui, Tanjiro and the rest managed to end the Upper Moon Fourth Demon's reign, the most powerful ones among them still cause terror in fans. Mostly because, apart from Akaza, they know almost nothing about Upper Moon 1, Kokushibo, and Upper Moon 2 Dama. Moreover, Muzan Kibutsuji's own frightening strength and techniques are something the Demon Slayer core members will confront for the first time directly. That, combined with the seemingly endless army of lower-grade demons they have accumulated for themselves, is sure to bring a battle for the history books. Although Jitomika, Sanmai Shinazugawa, Mitsuri Kanraji, Michiro Takito, Obanayaguro, Shinebakacho, along with Tanjiro, Zenitsu, Inosuke, and Genya are there to aid Himejima, it'll be a tough one to win for sure. In any case, the extent of the threat will only be clear once Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle arc releases into theaters in September this year. Up until then, fans keep their hype intact by rewatching the previous seasons from the start.